is Johnny Ash, and I am a citizen of Montgomery County. And on December 10th, 2019, Montgomery County became a Second Amendment sanctuary. And I'm here to try to do something similar with my radical ideology that a father should get one chance to raise his child before the mom's just allowed to give it away to strangers. I only call it radical because I've written many politicians. All the Republicans I've written have said, sorry, I can't help you. And none of the Democrats I wrote ever responded. I actually wrote more of them because they control the state government. Last time I was here, I spoke about the best interest of the state law. I'm sorry, I misspoke. The best interest of the child law. Here's another example of the different interpretations of that law by DSS and family court. When I go to court to get custody of my child from this family his mom gave him to, I was in my early 20s, and they were in their 50s. They had children my age. They owned a home, and the husband had worked at the same job since I was 11 years old. I was told I couldn't get custody of my son until I was better than them. If it's in a child's best interest to live with someone who owns a home and has a more secure work history. Since child labor laws prevented me from working since the age of 11, the state can now charge me child support, which per the Social Security Act, Title D, the federal government will match what the state collects in child support for general funding. I never failed a drug test. If you fail a drug test for DSS, you don't have to compete with foster parents for custody of your child. If DSS doesn't attempt to return the child, they will lose out on federal funding. This is not an equal application of the law under the 14th Amendment. The First Amendment of the Virginia Constitution states that no law will be suspended unless legislative action has been taken. To sum up the abduction law, to gain physical control of someone by violence, threat of violence, or deception. If committing perjury and deceiving a judge in the commission of an abduction, if you commit perjury and deceive a judge in the commission of an abduction, the two felonies cancel each other out. I can prove that before the custody hearing, the people with my child had told his doctor they intended to adopt him, and that's why he had their last name. Then under oath, in court, both the custodian and the mom talked about short-term custody, with the mom regaining custody later. Immediately after the court, the custodians were at the doctor again, talking about adoption. This series of events were shown to two different police departments and confirmed that it happened the way I'm telling you, as in the video links that I sent you. I moved here because of this. All over the court records, it says that the mother can get custody. If the courts will only grant custody to the mother, that's sex discrimination, per the 14th Amendment. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that men make more money, so therefore the state can charge more child support. But back to this abduction. Gloria Williams dressed like a nurse and walked into a hospital and walked out with a newborn baby. She raised this girl as if she was her own and never mistreated her. Years later, she was discovered, and Gloria Williams was arrested. She's still in prison today. Imagine if a judge had said that since the child had never been mistreated, she should stay with Gloria Williams, or that she shouldn't be charged with abduction. In family court, when committing perjury in the commission of an abduction, it is in the child's best interest to live with the abductor. If a child was taken from somewhere and law enforcement knew where the child was but refused to act, there would be a public outcry. I asked the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department won't investigate this and said this isn't what they do. And about my situation, it's okay for these people to change their mind. Name one other situation of an abduction where it is legal for someone to change their mind. And this is their policy. And then this is what happens when you repeat their policy. A lawyer who was a member of the city council at the time was appointed to be my child's guardian ad litem. A guardian ad litem is a lawyer that looks out for the best interest of the child. My mental health was questioned, and I told him my child has been abducted, which has now been confirmed by what I said about the perjury and by the police on video. Okay, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, is there anyone else that would like to come forward for public address? Seeing no one come forward, we'll go ahead and close public address.